My beloved child, I have brought you here for a reason. This message did not appear before you by accident. You may have been scrolling through countless videos, thinking about many different things, carrying many different concerns, and yet somehow you found this message. That is not coincidence. That is not luck. That is not random. I want you to understand that I know exactly where you are right now. I know the thoughts that have been filling your mind. I know the concerns you have about your future. I know the questions you have been asking when nobody else was around. And today I want to speak directly to one of the biggest concerns in your heart. Your career, your future, your purpose, your next step. My child, I know that lately you have been wondering if your hard work is actually leading somewhere. You have invested time. You have invested energy. You have sacrificed comfort. You have stayed awake thinking about your future. You have prayed. You have hoped. You have waited. And sometimes it feels like nothing is moving. Sometimes it feels like everyone else is getting opportunities while you remain in the same place. Sometimes it feels like doors open for other people but remain closed for you. Sometimes you wonder if I have forgotten about your dreams. But hear me clearly today. I have not forgotten you. I have not abandoned you. I have not overlooked your efforts. And I certainly have not ignored your prayers. My child, I am sending you a sign about your career growth. And this sign may arrive within the next 24 hours. But before it arrives, you must understand something important. The sign itself is not the blessing. The sign is the announcement that the blessing is moving closer. Many people miss my signs because they are looking for dramatic events. They expect thunder from heaven. They expect an instant miracle. They expect something impossible to happen right in front of them. But often my signs are much quieter. A conversation, a phone call, an email, a message, an unexpected opportunity, a sudden idea, a new connection, a moment of clarity, a feeling of direction, a door that unexpectedly begins to open. These things may seem ordinary, but when I am involved, ordinary moments become extraordinary opportunities. My beloved child, there have been moments recently when you felt discouraged. You wondered whether you should keep going. You wondered whether all your effort was worth it. You wondered whether you should simply settle for less. But I am asking you not to give up now, because what you cannot see is that movement has already begun. Things are happening behind the scenes. Conversations are taking place. Opportunities are developing. Paths are being prepared. And even though you cannot see everything, I am already working on your behalf. My child, the enemy wants you to believe that nothing is changing. The enemy wants you to become frustrated, to become impatient, to become discouraged. Because discouragement causes people to quit just before their breakthrough arrives. But I am telling you today, do not quit. Do not surrender your vision. Do not abandon your goals. Do not stop believing, because your story is not finished. Your season is not over, and your opportunity is closer than you think. My beloved child, the next 24 hours may contain something that appears small at first. Do not ignore it. Do not dismiss it. Do not assume it is meaningless. Pay attention, because what seems small today may become significant tomorrow. A simple conversation could become a career connection. A small opportunity could become a major breakthrough. A single idea could become a new direction for your future. Many of my greatest blessings begin as small seeds, and only later do people realize how important they truly were. My child, I see the effort you have made. I see the applications you submitted. I see the projects you completed. I see the sacrifices you made. I see the tears you never showed anyone. I see the nights when you questioned yourself. And I want you to know that none of it has been wasted. Every lesson has prepared you. Every challenge has strengthened you. Every setback has taught you something valuable. You are more prepared than you realize. You are stronger than you realize. You are closer than you realize. My beloved child, career growth is not only about money. It is not only about promotions. It is not only about status. True growth is about becoming the person I created you to be. True success is discovering your purpose and walking confidently in it. And that is exactly what I am helping you do. So today I ask you to lift your eyes. Lift your expectations. Lift your faith. Because I am sending a sign, a reminder, a confirmation, an indication that movement is taking place. Trust me. Stay alert. Stay hopeful. Stay faithful. Because what I am preparing for you is worth the wait. And the next chapter of your journey may begin sooner than you think. Amen. My beloved child, as we continue this message, I want you to understand something that many people never realize until much later in life. Career growth is not always visible while it is happening. Many people expect growth to look dramatic. They expect instant promotions, instant success, instant recognition, instant rewards. But some of the most important growth happens quietly. It happens in the unseen moments. The moments when nobody is applauding. The moments when nobody notices your effort. The moments when you continue moving forward even when progress seems slow. Those moments matter. And I have seen every one of them. My child, there were times when you felt overlooked. Times when you felt underestimated. Times when you watched other people receive opportunities that you hoped would come to you. And during those moments, it became easy to wonder if your efforts mattered. But I want you to know something today. What I am building in your life is not based on comparison. Your journey is not their journey. Your timing is not their timing. Your purpose is not their purpose. I created you uniquely. And the path I have prepared for you is unique as well. My beloved child, one of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming that delay means denial. Just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will never happen. Just because a door has not opened yet does not mean it will remain closed forever. Just because an opportunity has not appeared yet does not mean I am not preparing one. Sometimes preparation takes time. Sometimes growth requires patience. Sometimes the foundation must become stronger before the next level can be reached. And that is exactly what has been happening in your life. My child, you have been learning lessons that will help you handle future responsibilities. You have been developing skills that will become valuable later. You have been gaining experience that will make sense in the future. Right now, some of those lessons may seem disconnected. Some experiences may seem unrelated. Some challenges may seem unnecessary. But one day you will look back and understand why they were important. You will see how everything connected. You will see how every lesson prepared you. You will see how every obstacle strengthened you. And you will realize that I was guiding you the entire time. My beloved child, the sign I am sending about your career growth is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create expectation. I want you to expect good things. I want you to expect opportunities. I want you to expect growth. I want you to expect progress. Because expectation changes how people live. People who expect nothing often miss opportunities. People who expect growth recognize possibilities. People who expect blessings notice doors opening around them. My child, be alert during the next 24 hours. Pay attention to conversations. Pay attention to ideas. Pay attention to opportunities. Pay attention to impressions placed upon your heart. Sometimes I guide through circumstances. Sometimes I guide through people. Sometimes I guide through unexpected opportunities. And sometimes I guide through a quiet sense of direction that suddenly becomes clear. Do not dismiss what seems small. Do not ignore what feels significant. Because many blessings arrive quietly before they arrive powerfully. My beloved child, I know there have been moments when you questioned your value. Moments when rejection affected your confidence. Moments when disappointment caused you to doubt yourself. But hear me carefully. Your value is not determined by a rejection letter. Your worth is not determined by a missed opportunity. Your identity is not determined by someone else's opinion. You are valuable because I created you. You are gifted because I designed you. You are capable because I equipped you. And no setback can change those truths. My child, there is a future version of you that will look back at this season with gratitude. A future version of you that will understand why certain doors remained closed. A future version of you that will see how challenges develop strength. A future version of you that will recognize my hand at work. You may not see everything now, but you do not need to see everything now. You only need enough faith for today's step. Enough faith to keep moving. Enough faith to keep believing. Enough faith to trust that I am working behind the scenes. My beloved child, the next chapter of your career journey is not built upon fear. It is built upon preparation. Preparation creates confidence. Preparation creates readiness. Preparation creates opportunity. And whether you realize it or not, you have been preparing. Every lesson, every challenge, every responsibility, every experience, nothing has been wasted. Everything has contributed to your growth. My child, do not allow temporary disappointment to convince you that permanent failure has arrived. Temporary disappointment is not permanent failure. Temporary delay is not permanent denial. Temporary uncertainty is not permanent confusion. Your story is still being written, and I am still guiding it. My beloved child, as you move through the next 24 hours, walk with confidence. Walk with expectation. Walk with faith, because I am sending a sign, a reminder that growth is happening, a reminder that opportunities are developing, a reminder that your future is still unfolding. Trust me. Trust the process. Trust the preparation. And trust that what I have started in your life, I am fully capable of completing. Amen. My beloved child, as this message continues, I want to speak to the part of your heart that has grown tired from waiting. I know there have been days when you felt motivated and hopeful, but I also know there have been days when discouragement tried to settle over you like a heavy cloud. Days when you wondered if your efforts were making any difference. Days when you questioned whether your dreams were still possible. Days when you felt stuck while everyone else seemed to be moving ahead. I saw those moments. I saw the frustration. I saw the disappointment. I saw the silent prayers. And I want you to know that none of those moments were invisible to me. My child, waiting is not wasted when waiting is accompanied by preparation. Many people think nothing is happening while they wait. But often the most important work is happening during the waiting season. Roots grow before fruit appears. Foundations are built before buildings rise. Preparation happens before opportunity arrives. And in the same way, I have been preparing you. Even when you did not recognize it. Even when you questioned it. Even when you became impatient with it. My beloved child, you have learned lessons during this season that success alone could never teach. You have learned perseverance. You have learned patience. You have learned humility. You have learned resilience. You have learned how to keep moving forward even when results were not immediate. These lessons are valuable, more valuable than you currently realize. Because when greater opportunities arrive, these lessons will help you manage them wisely. My child, the sign I am sending about your career growth is not only about external change. It is also about internal confirmation. A reminder that you are moving in the right direction. A reminder that your efforts matter. A reminder that growth is taking place even when it cannot yet be fully measured. Sometimes people only recognize growth after enough time has passed. But growth often begins long before it becomes obvious. My beloved child, think about how much you have learned during the last few years. Think about how much stronger you have become. Think about how much more capable you are today compared to before. You have grown. You have developed. You have matured. And that growth is part of the blessing. Many people pray for success without realizing that success requires preparation. Many people pray for opportunity without realizing that opportunity requires readiness. Many people pray for promotion without realizing that promotion requires growth. And growth has already been happening within you. My child, there may be someone who contacts you unexpectedly. There may be an opportunity that appears from an unusual source. There may be a conversation that sparks a new direction. There may be an idea that suddenly fills your mind. There may be a door that begins to open after appearing closed for a long time. Pay attention, because I often work through moments that seem ordinary at first. My beloved child, do not become so focused on one specific outcome that you miss a better opportunity. Sometimes people become attached to one door, one plan, one path, one expectation, and while they are staring at that single door, they fail to notice another door opening nearby. Trust that I can see what you cannot. Trust that my perspective is greater than your perspective. Trust that I understand possibilities that you have not yet imagined. My child, you do not need to force your future. You do not need to manipulate circumstances. You do not need to live in constant anxiety. What you need is wisdom, faith, consistency, and a willingness to take the next step when I provide direction. One step at a time. One opportunity at a time. One day at a time. My beloved child, I know you want answers. I know you want certainty. I know you want to know exactly how everything will unfold. But faith grows when you continue walking even before every detail becomes visible. And your faith has been growing. Your strength has been growing. Your understanding has been growing, even when you did not fully realize it. My child, the next 24 hours are not magical because of a number. They are important because I want you to become more aware, more observant, more expectant, more willing to recognize the ways I am working around you. Sometimes a sign arrives through encouragement, sometimes through opportunity, sometimes through confirmation, sometimes through unexpected peace. Whatever form it takes, pay attention, because I want you to know that your journey is still moving forward. My beloved child, do not allow fear to speak louder than faith. Do not allow doubt to speak louder than truth. Do not allow temporary circumstances to convince you that your future is limited. Your future is not limited by today's challenges. Your future is not limited by yesterday's disappointments. Your future is not limited by someone else's opinion. Your future is shaped by growth, preparation, opportunity, and my guidance. And I am still guiding you, still strengthening you, still preparing you, still opening the right doors at the right time. My child, walk into the next 24 hours with hope. Walk with confidence. Walk with expectation. Because the sign I am sending is not meant to create excitement for a moment. It is meant to remind you that your story is still unfolding, and the chapter ahead may contain more opportunity than you currently realize. Trust me. Keep moving forward. Keep believing. Keep growing. Because I am not finished with your career journey. In fact, some of the most important chapters may still be ahead. Amen. My beloved child, take a moment and listen carefully. Not to the noise around you. Not to the fears that sometimes fill your mind. Not to the opinions of people who cannot see the full picture of your life. Listen to my voice. Because there is something I want you to understand about your career, your future, and the path that lies ahead. For a long time you have measured progress by visible results. You have measured progress by promotions, by job titles, by income, by recognition, by achievements that other people can see. And while those things are not unimportant, they are not the full story. Many of the greatest transformations happen long before they become visible. A seed does not become a tree overnight. A foundation is laid before a building rises. Training takes place before victory is celebrated. Preparation happens before opportunity arrives. And you, my child, have been in a season of preparation. You may not have called it that. You may have called it waiting. You may have called it frustration. You may have called it delay. You may have called it uncertainty. But from my perspective, preparation has been taking place. Every challenge has taught you something. Every disappointment has strengthened something. Every setback has revealed something. Every obstacle has developed something. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing. My child, there were moments when you thought you were falling behind. Moments when you compared your journey to the journeys of others. Moments when social media made it appear that everyone else was succeeding while you were struggling. Moments when you questioned whether you had made the right choices. Moments when you wondered whether you had missed your chance. But hear me clearly. Your life is not a competition. Your purpose is not a race. Your destiny is not determined by someone else's timeline. Many people appear successful while secretly feeling empty. Many people appear ahead while secretly feeling lost. Many people appear confident while secretly feeling uncertain. Do not judge your journey by appearances. Judge your journey by growth. And you have been growing. My beloved child, I want you to think about who you were 5 years ago. Think about your mindset. Think about your understanding. Think about your skills. Think about your confidence. Think about your perspective. You are not that person anymore. You have learned. You have matured. You have adapted. You have survived challenges you once thought might break you. You have overcome obstacles you once thought were impossible. You have developed strengths you never knew you possessed. That growth matters. That growth has value. That growth is part of your preparation. My child, sometimes I allow a delay because there is something greater ahead. Not greater in the eyes of the world. Greater in terms of purpose. Greater in terms of fulfillment. Greater in terms of impact. Greater in terms of alignment with the person I created you to be. You often focus on getting what you want, but I focus on preparing you for what you need. And what you need is often greater than what you originally imagined. My beloved child, the next 24 hours may contain a sign, but I want you to understand something important. The sign itself is not the destination. The sign is simply a reminder that I am working, a reminder that progress is happening, a reminder that movement is taking place, a reminder that your future is still unfolding. Some signs arrive through people, a phone call, a text message, an unexpected conversation, a recommendation, a new connection. Some signs arrive through opportunities, an interview, a project, a meeting, a new idea, a door opening where you least expected it. Some signs arrive through clarity, a realization, a new perspective, a sudden understanding, a feeling that a certain direction is right. Pay attention, because I can speak in many ways. My child, there have been opportunities you prayed for that never arrived. At the time, that felt disappointing. At the time, it felt frustrating. At the time, it felt unfair. But there are things I protected you from that you still do not fully understand. There are paths I prevented you from taking because they would have led away from your purpose. There are doors I kept closed because what was behind them was not meant for you. One day you will look back and thank me for some of the opportunities that never happened. Because wisdom often arrives after experience, and understanding often arrives after time. My beloved child, you are entering a season where confidence must become stronger than fear. Not arrogance, not pride, confidence. The confidence that comes from preparation. The confidence that comes from growth. The confidence that comes from knowing that you have learned valuable lessons. The confidence that comes from trusting that I am guiding your steps. Fear says nothing will change. Faith says growth is already happening. Fear says the future is uncertain. Faith says I am already preparing the future. Fear says you are not enough. Faith says I have equipped you for the assignments ahead. My child, there are gifts inside you that have not yet been fully used. Talents that have not yet been fully expressed. Abilities that have not yet been fully developed. Potential that has not yet been fully revealed. Do not underestimate what is within you. Do not underestimate the skills you have gained. Do not underestimate the wisdom you have acquired. Do not underestimate the resilience you have developed. You are more capable than you realize. More prepared than you realize. More valuable than you realize. My beloved child, as you move through the next 24 hours, refuse to let discouragement control your thinking. Refuse to let fear define your expectations. Refuse to let temporary circumstances determine your outlook. Instead, choose hope. Choose faith. Choose expectation. Choose growth. Because the story is not over. The chapter is not complete. The journey is not finished. And I am still writing beautiful things into your future. There are opportunities you cannot yet see. There are connections you have not yet made. There are lessons you have not yet learned. There are blessings you have not yet received. There are victories you have not yet celebrated. And there are doors you have not yet walked through. My child, keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep improving. Keep believing. Keep trusting. Because every day of preparation is creating a stronger foundation for tomorrow's opportunities. And when the opportunity arrives, you will not need to become ready. You will already be ready. That is why preparation matters. That is why growth matters. That is why this season matters. My beloved child, the sign I am sending is not meant to make you dependent on signs. It is meant to remind you that I am present, that I am involved, that I am guiding, that I am preparing, that I am opening doors in ways you cannot yet fully see. Trust me. Trust the process. Trust the preparation. Trust the growth taking place within you. Because your career journey is far from over. And some of the greatest opportunities of your life may still be waiting just ahead. Walk forward with courage. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with faith. Because I am with you. And where I guide, I also provide. Amen. My beloved child, before you worry about where you are going, I want you to remember how far you have already come. There was a time when you knew less than you know now. A time when you were less prepared than you are now. A time when you had fewer skills, fewer experiences, fewer lessons, and less wisdom. Yet through every season, every challenge, every setback, and every victory, you continued moving forward. You may not have moved as quickly as you wanted. You may not have reached every goal according to your original timeline. You may not have understood why certain things happened, but you kept going. And because you kept going, you are stronger today than you were before. My child, many people underestimate the power of consistency. They search for dramatic breakthroughs while ignoring daily growth. They search for overnight success while neglecting long-term development. They search for shortcuts while avoiding preparation. But lasting success is rarely built overnight. Lasting success is usually built one day at a time. One lesson at a time, one decision at a time, one improvement at a time. And this is exactly how I have been working in your life. Quietly, steadily, faithfully, preparing you for what is ahead. My beloved child, you often see only the visible part of your journey. You see the applications that were rejected, the interviews that did not lead anywhere, the projects that felt unsuccessful, the opportunities that disappeared, the plans that changed unexpectedly. But I see everything. I see the skills you gained through those experiences, the wisdom you gained, the resilience you developed, the character you strengthened, the confidence you built. I see the complete picture, and the complete picture is far more encouraging than you realize. My child, some of the greatest opportunities in life arrive disguised as small beginnings. A conversation that seems ordinary, a task that seems insignificant, a connection that appears random, a chance meeting, a simple idea. Many people overlook these moments because they expect greatness to arrive dramatically. But often greatness begins quietly. One conversation becomes a partnership. One opportunity becomes a career. One decision changes an entire future. That is why I am asking you to pay attention, not with fear, not with anxiety, but with awareness. My beloved child, the next 24 hours are an opportunity to become more observant, more aware, more attentive to the ways I may be guiding you. You may receive encouragement from an unexpected source. You may discover information that helps you move forward. You may hear something that confirms a direction you have been considering. You may receive an opportunity that appears small but carries larger potential. You may simply experience a renewed sense of confidence and clarity. Whatever form it takes, do not dismiss it, because signs often prepare people for opportunities. My child, there are dreams in your heart that I place there. Not every dream, not every desire, but some of those aspirations were planted by me. The desire to grow, the desire to contribute, the desire to build something meaningful, the desire to make a difference, the desire to use your gifts effectively. Those desires matter. They are not accidents, and I have not forgotten them. My beloved child, sometimes you become discouraged because you focus on what has not happened yet. But I want you to focus on what has happened. You have learned. You have survived. You have adapted. You have improved. You have developed. You have grown. Those things matter. Growth is not always measured by external results. Sometimes growth is measured by internal transformation. And internal transformation often comes first. My child, one reason some people fail when opportunity arrives is because they never prepared for it. They prayed for success but avoided growth. They prayed for promotion but avoided responsibility. They prayed for opportunity but neglected preparation. You are different. You have been preparing, sometimes willingly, sometimes reluctantly, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly. But preparation has been happening, and preparation creates readiness. My beloved child, I know there are moments when you question yourself, moments when you wonder whether you are truly capable, moments when you compare yourself to others, moments when insecurity tries to speak louder than confidence. But I want you to remember something. You do not need to be perfect to make progress. You do not need every answer to move forward. You do not need complete certainty to take the next step. You simply need the courage to continue. And courage grows when faith becomes stronger than fear. My child, do not allow the opinions of others to determine your value. Some people will underestimate you because they cannot see what I see. Some people will doubt you because they do not understand your journey. Some people will misunderstand your potential because they only see your current circumstances. But I see beyond circumstances. I see potential. I see purpose. I see possibility. And I see a future that is still unfolding. My beloved child, the sign I am sending is not about creating excitement for one day. It is about renewing your confidence for the journey ahead. It is about reminding you that progress is real. Growth is real. Preparation is real. Opportunity is real. And my guidance is real. You are not walking through this season alone. You are not carrying every burden by yourself. You are not navigating every challenge without help. I am with you, guiding, teaching, strengthening, directing, preparing. My child, there may come a day in the future when you look back at this season and smile. Not because it was easy, not because it was comfortable, but because you will finally understand what this season accomplished. You will understand why patience was necessary, why preparation was necessary, why growth was necessary, why certain delays occurred. And when that day comes, many things that seem confusing now will suddenly make sense. My beloved child, until then, keep moving forward. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Because your story is still unfolding. Your purpose is still developing. Your opportunities are still approaching. And your future is still being prepared. Walk into the next 24 hours with faith. Walk with expectation. Walk with confidence. Walk with peace. Because I am working in ways you cannot yet fully see. And what I am preparing may be greater than what you have been imagining. Amen. My beloved child, there are seasons in life when progress feels obvious. Doors open quickly. Opportunities appear frequently. Results arrive faster than expected. People notice your work. Recognition comes naturally. Everything seems to move in the direction you hoped it would. But there are also seasons that feel very different. Seasons where progress appears slow. Seasons where answers seem delayed. Seasons where opportunities seem hidden. Seasons where it feels like you are working hard without seeing immediate rewards. And if you are honest, you may feel like you have been living in one of those seasons. You have been trying, learning, working, growing, praying, believing. Yet sometimes it feels like the visible evidence of progress has not matched the effort you have invested. My child, I want you to understand something important. Visible results are not the only evidence of progress. A tree grows underground before it grows above the ground. A foundation is completed before the building becomes visible. Preparation takes place before opportunity arrives. In the same way, many important things have been happening in your life beneath the surface. Things that cannot yet be measured by titles. Things that cannot yet be measured by income. Things that cannot yet be measured by recognition. But they are happening, and they matter. My beloved child, you have been developing resilience. Resilience is one of the most valuable qualities a person can possess. Because opportunities do not always go to the most talented person. Sometimes they go to the person who refuses to quit. Sometimes they go to the person who continues showing up. Sometimes they go to the person who remains faithful through difficult seasons. And you have continued moving forward. Even when it was difficult. Even when it was frustrating. Even when it was lonely. Even when you questioned yourself. That perseverance is building something powerful within you. My child, the world often celebrates results. But I also celebrate faithfulness. Faithfulness when nobody is watching. Faithfulness when recognition is absent. Faithfulness when progress appears slow. Faithfulness when uncertainty remains. Because faithfulness builds character. And character sustains success. Many people can achieve success. Far fewer people can sustain it. That is why character matters. That is why preparation matters. That is why this season matters. My beloved child, as you move through the next 24 hours, I want you to watch for evidence of movement. Not necessarily dramatic movement. Not necessarily life-changing movement. Simply movement. A conversation that sparks a possibility. An opportunity that catches your attention. An idea that excites your spirit. A piece of information that points you in a new direction. A sense of clarity about a decision you have been considering. These things matter. Small steps often create large outcomes over time. My child, never underestimate the power of a single decision. One decision can change the direction of a career. One decision can change the direction of a relationship. One decision can change the direction of an entire future. That is why wisdom is so valuable. Wisdom helps you recognize important moments when they arrive. And I want you to become increasingly aware of those moments. My beloved child, there have been times when rejection made you question your abilities. Times when disappointment made you question your future. Times when setbacks made you question your path. But rejection does not define you. Disappointment does not define you. Setbacks do not define you. Those experiences are chapters. They are not the entire story. And your story is still being written. My child, sometimes people focus so heavily on closed doors that they fail to notice open windows. They become so attached to one outcome that they miss another opportunity. They become so focused on what did not happen that they fail to appreciate what is happening. I do not want that for you. I want you to remain open. Open to learning. Open to growth. Open to opportunities. Open to guidance. Open to possibilities that may look different than you originally expected. Because sometimes my plans exceed your plans. Sometimes my opportunities exceed your expectations. Sometimes my timing creates results that could not have been achieved any other way. My beloved child, you may not yet realize how much you have grown. Growth often feels slow when you experience it day by day. But imagine if you could see yourself through my eyes. You would see increased wisdom, increased maturity, increased understanding, increased strength, increased patience, increased resilience. You would see a person who has continued moving forward despite obstacles. A person who continues learning despite setbacks. A person who continues believing despite uncertainty. And that is something to be proud of. My child, do not allow fear to convince you that your best days are behind you. Do not allow disappointment to convince you that opportunities are gone. Do not allow temporary circumstances to convince you that the future is limited. The future remains full of possibilities. The future remains full of opportunities. The future remains unwritten. And I am already present there. Preparing, guiding, opening doors, creating connections, arranging circumstances, working in ways that are not yet visible. My beloved child, the sign I am sending is not merely about the next 24 hours. It is about shifting your perspective, helping you see that progress is already happening, helping you recognize that preparation has value, helping you understand that growth matters, helping you trust that I am working even when you cannot see every detail. Because I am working. I have always been working, and I will continue working. My child, lift your head. Lift your expectations. Lift your faith. Do not walk through the coming hours expecting disappointment. Walk expecting guidance. Walk expecting growth. Walk expecting opportunity. Walk expecting wisdom. Because expectation changes how people perceive the world around them. Expectation helps people notice possibilities. Expectation helps people recognize opportunities. Expectation helps people remain hopeful when circumstances appear uncertain. My beloved child, you are entering a season where confidence must become stronger than doubt. Not because every question has been answered, but because you have learned enough to take the next step. And often that is all you need. One step, then another, then another. That is how careers are built. That is how dreams are achieved. That is how purpose unfolds. My child, trust the process. Trust the preparation. Trust the lessons. Trust the growth. And above all, trust me. Because I know the path ahead. I know the opportunities ahead. I know the connections ahead. I know the doors ahead. And I am fully capable of guiding you toward what is meant for you. Walk forward with courage. Walk forward with faith. Walk forward with peace. Because what I am preparing for you is worth every lesson, every challenge, and every season of preparation. And the story is far from over. Amen. My beloved child, if you could see everything that I see, you would worry far less about your future. You would not spend so many nights wondering whether things will work out. You would not spend so much energy fearing that you have missed your opportunity. You would not question whether your efforts matter. Because from my perspective, your story is still unfolding in beautiful ways. I see the beginning and the end. I see the paths you considered. I see the doors that opened. I see the doors that closed. I see the opportunities that appeared. I see the opportunities that never arrived. And I see how all of these things fit together in ways that you cannot yet fully understand. My child, one of the greatest challenges people face during their career journey is the temptation to lose hope too soon. They work hard for a season. They pray for a season. They try for a season. But when results do not appear quickly enough, discouragement begins to grow. And discouragement whispers dangerous messages. It says, nothing is changing. You are wasting your time. You should quit. You are falling behind. Other people are more qualified. Your opportunity has passed. But discouragement does not speak truth. Discouragement speaks fear. And fear rarely sees clearly. My beloved child, there are opportunities that exist today that did not exist 1 year ago. There are connections available today that were unavailable before. There are possibilities developing right now that you cannot yet see. The world is constantly changing. Circumstances are constantly changing. People are constantly changing. And because of that, new opportunities continue to emerge. Never assume that your future is limited by your current situation, because your current situation is not permanent. My child, many people become trapped because they allow their circumstances to define their expectations. If circumstances are difficult, they expect more difficulty. If circumstances are uncertain, they expect more uncertainty. If circumstances are disappointing, they expect more disappointment. But faith works differently. Faith recognizes current reality while remaining open to future possibility. Faith acknowledges challenges without surrendering to them. Faith understands that circumstances can change. And circumstances often do change. My beloved child, think about all the situations in your life that once seemed impossible. Situations you thought would never improve. Problems you thought would never be solved. Challenges you thought would never end. Yet somehow you made it through. Somehow solutions appeared. Somehow opportunities emerged. Somehow strength arrived when you needed it. That was not an accident. And what I have done before, I can do again. My child, the sign I am sending regarding your career growth is partly about opportunity. But it is also about confidence. Because opportunity without confidence often goes unused. Many people pray for open doors, then become afraid when the door actually opens. Many people pray for growth, then become uncomfortable when growth requires change. Many people pray for promotion, then become nervous when greater responsibility arrives. I want you to be ready, not only externally, internally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, ready to step forward when opportunity arrives. My beloved child, you have spent enough time doubting yourself, enough time questioning your abilities, enough time focusing on weaknesses, Enough time comparing yourself to others. Now it is time to recognize what you have gained, the knowledge you have gained, the experience you have gained, the wisdom you have gained, the strength you have gained, the resilience you have gained. These things matter. These things have value. These things make you more prepared than you realize. My child, there are people who underestimate you because they only see your current position. They do not see your potential. They do not see your future. They do not see the growth taking place within you. And that is okay. Not everyone needs to understand your journey. Not everyone needs to recognize your value. Not everyone needs to agree with your vision. What matters is that you continue moving forward. What matters is that you continue growing. What matters is that you continue trusting the process. My beloved child, the next 24 hours are an opportunity for awareness. Awareness of my presence. Awareness of my guidance. Awareness of possibilities around you. Awareness of the growth already taking place. Do not become so focused on waiting for a dramatic miracle that you miss a meaningful opportunity. Because sometimes what appears small today becomes life-changing tomorrow. A single conversation, a single email, a single introduction, a single idea, a single decision, a single moment of courage. These things have the power to change lives. My child, I want you to stop viewing yourself through the lens of past failures. Past mistakes are lessons, not identities. Past disappointments are experiences, not definitions. Past setbacks are chapters, not conclusions. You are not defined by what went wrong. You are shaped by what you learned. And you have learned much. My beloved child, there are dreams within your heart that still matter. Goals that still matter. Purposes that still matter. Possibilities that still matter. Do not bury them because progress has been slower than expected. Do not abandon them because the journey has been difficult. Do not dismiss them because others failed to understand them. Continue nurturing them. Continue preparing for them. Continue believing that growth is possible. Because growth is possible. Progress is possible. Opportunity is possible. And the future remains full of possibilities. My child, one day you will look back at this season and realize that what felt like delay was often preparation. What felt like waiting was often development. What felt like frustration was often training. What felt like uncertainty was often guidance unfolding one step at a time. And when you understand that, many things will finally make sense. Until then, continue walking. Continue learning. Continue improving. Continue trusting. Continue believing. Because your career story is still being written. Your purpose is still unfolding. Your opportunities are still approaching. And I am still guiding every step. Walk forward with courage. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with faith. Because I am preparing things that are greater than you currently imagine. And the sign I am sending is only the beginning of what I want you to recognize. Amen. My beloved child, there are moments in life when everything seems to happen at once. Opportunities appear. Doors open. Connections form. Ideas come together. Progress becomes visible. And people often call those moments lucky. But what they do not see are the months and years of preparation that came before those moments. They do not see the lessons learned in private, the sacrifices made in silence, the discipline practiced when nobody was watching, the perseverance shown during difficult seasons, the faith maintained during uncertain times. What appears sudden is often the result of long preparation. And that is why I want you to understand that your preparation matters. Nothing you have learned has been wasted. Nothing you have endured has been meaningless. Nothing you have experienced has been without value. Every lesson has contributed something. Every challenge has contributed something. Every season has contributed something. And all of those contributions are helping shape the future that is ahead of you. My child, you sometimes focus so heavily on where you want to be that you forget to appreciate how far you have come. Take a moment and remember. Remember the obstacles you have already overcome. Remember the fears you have already faced. Remember the skills you have already developed. Remember the growth that has already occurred. You are not starting from the beginning. You are continuing a journey that has already produced valuable growth, a journey that has already strengthened you in important ways, a journey that has already prepared you more than you realize. My beloved child, career growth is not only about reaching higher positions. It is also about becoming a stronger person, a wiser person, a more capable person, a more disciplined person, a more resilient person. Because success without character is fragile. Success without wisdom is dangerous. Success without preparation often disappears quickly. That is why preparation matters. That is why growth matters. That is why this season matters. My child, there are times when you become frustrated because you cannot see immediate results. You work hard. You make plans. You take action. And then you wait, and wait, and wait. But remember this. A farmer does not plant seeds in the morning and expect a harvest in the afternoon. Growth requires time. Development requires time. Maturity requires time. And many of the most valuable outcomes in life require patience. Patience is not weakness. Patience is strength under control. Patience is confidence that growth is happening even when results are not yet visible. My beloved child, the sign I am sending may not arrive exactly the way you expect. Sometimes people become so focused on one specific possibility that they overlook another opportunity. Keep your eyes open. Keep your mind open. Keep your heart open. Because I am capable of working in ways you never anticipated. I can create opportunities through unexpected people, unexpected conversations, unexpected circumstances, unexpected ideas, unexpected timing. My child, do not underestimate the importance of your attitude during this season. Attitude influences perspective. Perspective influences decisions. Decisions influence direction. And direction influences destination. When you choose hope, you see possibilities. When you choose faith, you recognize opportunities. When you choose gratitude, you remain aware of blessings. When you choose perseverance, you continue moving forward. These choices matter more than you realize. My beloved child, there may be people around you who seem more successful, people who appear further ahead, people who seem to have achieved things more quickly. Do not allow comparison to steal your peace. Comparison rarely tells the full story. You do not know every challenge they faced. You do not know every sacrifice they made. You do not know every struggle they carry. And they do not know yours. Focus on your own growth. Focus on your own journey. Focus on becoming the person I created you to be. Because your purpose is unique. Your path is unique. And your timing is unique. My child, the future is not built in a single day. The future is built through daily choices, daily learning, daily effort, daily growth, daily faithfulness. And you have been making those investments, even when progress felt slow, even when results seemed distant, even when discouragement tried to convince you to stop. You kept moving, and that matters. My beloved child, one reason I want you to pay attention during the next 24 hours is because awareness creates opportunity. People who are distracted often miss important moments. People who are discouraged often overlook meaningful signs. People who are focused only on problems often fail to notice possibilities. I want you to notice possibilities. I want you to notice guidance. I want you to notice opportunities. I want you to notice growth, because they are present around you more often than you realize. My child, there is a future version of you that already exists in possibility. A future version of you that is wiser, stronger, more confident, more capable, more experienced. That future version of you did not appear instantly. That version was built through growth, built through lessons, built through perseverance, built through faith. And every day you move closer to becoming that person. My beloved child, do not let temporary frustration convince you that permanent success is impossible. Do not let temporary setbacks convince you that future opportunities are unavailable. Do not let temporary uncertainty convince you that your direction is lost. The road may not always be clear, but you do not need to see the entire road. You only need enough light for the next step, and I will provide that light. One step at a time, one lesson at a time, one opportunity at a time. My child, trust what I am doing. Trust what I am building. Trust what I am preparing. Trust what I am teaching. Because I am not finished with your story. The opportunities ahead are real. The growth ahead is real. The purpose ahead is real. And the sign I am sending is simply a reminder that movement is already taking place. Walk forward with faith. Walk forward with expectation. Walk forward with confidence. Because the chapter ahead may contain opportunities greater than anything you have experienced before. And I am preparing you to recognize them when they arrive. Amen. My beloved child, there are seasons when you feel like you are climbing a mountain. Every step requires effort. Every day requires determination. Every challenge demands patience. And sometimes, after working so hard, you look around and wonder if you have actually made any progress at all. You see the distance still ahead of you. You see goals that remain unfinished. You see dreams that remain unfulfilled. And because your attention is focused on what has not yet happened, It becomes easy to overlook what has already happened. But today I want you to pause and consider something. You are not where you used to be. You are not the same person you once were. You have learned too much, experienced too much, grown too much, overcome too much. To say that nothing has changed, much has changed, more than you realize. My child, one of the reasons people become discouraged is because they expect progress to feel dramatic. They expect every step forward to produce excitement. They expect every improvement to feel significant. They expect every advancement to be obvious. But growth often happens quietly, so quietly that you do not notice it while it is occurring. Just as a tree grows little by little, just as a sunrise brightens the sky gradually, just as seasons change over time, growth often happens in ways that seem invisible until enough time has passed. And then one day you look back and realize how far you have come. My beloved child, there are lessons you know today that you could not have understood years ago. There are challenges you can handle today that once would have overwhelmed you. There are responsibilities you can carry today that once would have felt impossible. That is growth. That is preparation. That is evidence that I have been working in your life. My child, the career growth you desire is not simply about reaching a destination. It is also about becoming the kind of person who can thrive when you arrive there. Because opportunities require preparation. Success requires maturity. Leadership requires wisdom. Influence requires character. And all of these things take time to develop. That is why preparation is never wasted. That is why this season matters. My beloved child, as you move through the next 24 hours, I want you to pay attention not only to opportunities, but also to perspective. Because sometimes the sign I send is not an external event. Sometimes the sign is a shift in how you see yourself, a shift in how you see your future, a shift in how you see your possibilities, a shift in how you see my work in your life. Perspective changes everything. The same situation can appear hopeless through fear and full of possibility through faith. The same challenge can appear overwhelming through doubt and manageable through confidence. Perspective matters. My child, you have spent enough time focusing on what is missing. Now I want you to recognize what is present, the knowledge you possess, the skills you have developed, the experiences you have gained, the wisdom you have earned, the resilience you have built. These are valuable assets. These are resources. These are strengths, and they are preparing you for future opportunities. My beloved child, many people wait until they feel completely ready before taking action, but complete readiness rarely arrives. Confidence often grows through action. Experience often comes through participation. Understanding often develops through movement. That is why I want you to remain willing to learn, willing to try, willing to grow, willing to step through doors when opportunities appear. My child, there may be moments when fear tries to convince you that failure is inevitable. Do not listen. Fear predicts outcomes it cannot see. Fear assumes limitations that may not exist. Fear magnifies obstacles and minimizes possibilities. Faith does the opposite. Faith recognizes obstacles while still believing progress is possible. Faith acknowledges uncertainty while remaining hopeful. Faith understands that challenges do not have the final word. My beloved child, think about how many times you survived situations you once thought would defeat you. Think about how many times solutions appeared after you thought there were none. Think about how many times opportunities arrived unexpectedly. Those experiences were not accidents. They were reminders that life contains possibilities beyond what you can currently see. And those possibilities still exist. My child, the future ahead of you is not empty. It is filled with potential. Potential for learning. Potential for growth. Potential for opportunity. Potential for contribution. Potential for success. Potential for purpose. Not every possibility will become reality, but many possibilities remain available, and some of them are closer than you realize. My beloved child, when I tell you that a sign regarding career growth is coming, I do not want you to become anxious. I want you to become aware. Awareness is different from anxiety. Anxiety creates pressure. Awareness creates observation. Anxiety causes fear. Awareness encourages attention. Anxiety focuses on control. Awareness focuses on understanding. Choose awareness. Observe carefully. Listen carefully. Pay attention. Because guidance often arrives quietly. My child, you do not need to force opportunities. You do not need to manipulate outcomes. You do not need to constantly worry about the future. Instead, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Continue learning. Continue growing. Continue improving. Continue preparing. Continue trusting. Because preparation places you in position to recognize opportunities when they arrive. My beloved child, the next chapter of your career journey may not unfold exactly as you expect. In fact, it may unfold in ways that surprise you. Paths you never considered. Connections you never anticipated. Ideas you never imagined. Opportunities you never planned for. Remain open. Remain flexible. Remain willing to learn. Because some of the greatest blessings arrive through unexpected doors. My child, the story is not over. The dream is not over. The purpose is not over. The opportunities are not over. Your best contributions may still lie ahead. Your greatest lessons may still lie ahead. Your most meaningful opportunities may still lie ahead. Trust that. Believe that. Walk forward with confidence because of that. For I am still guiding you, still teaching you, still strengthening you, still preparing you, and still opening doors in ways you cannot yet fully see. Amen. My beloved child, as this message continues, I want you to understand a truth that has the power to transform how you view your career, your future, and your current season. The greatest opportunities in life often arrive after periods of preparation that seemed invisible. Many people celebrate the breakthrough. Few people appreciate the preparation. Many people admire success. Few people understand the years of growth that made success possible. Many people notice the harvest. Few people notice the planting, watering, waiting, and nurturing that came before it. But I see all of it. I see every effort, every lesson, every sacrifice, every act of perseverance, every moment when you chose to continue even when giving up seemed easier. And I tell you today that none of it has been wasted. My child, there were days when you worked hard and nobody noticed. Days when you improved your skills and nobody praised you. Days when you remained faithful to your responsibilities while others received recognition. Days when you wondered if your effort mattered. It mattered. It still matters. Because growth is occurring even when applause is absent. Development is happening even when recognition is delayed. Preparation is taking place even when results are not immediately visible. My beloved child, one of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming that visible success is the only kind of success. But success begins long before it becomes visible. Success begins in discipline, in consistency, in learning, in perseverance, in character, in faithfulness. These qualities are the roots that support future growth. Without strong roots, visible success cannot endure. That is why I have been helping you strengthen your roots. My child, there are things you know now that you could not have understood years ago. There are skills you possess now that you did not possess before. There are perspectives you have gained through experience. There is wisdom that only comes through challenges. All of these things are assets. All of these things are resources. All of these things are preparing you for future opportunities. And future opportunities are coming. My beloved child, the sign I am sending regarding career growth is partly about opportunity, but it is also about encouragement. I want you to be encouraged. Encouraged to continue. Encouraged to believe. Encouraged to prepare. Encouraged to trust that growth is happening. Because discouragement often causes people to stop just before progress becomes visible. Do not stop. Do not retreat. Do not abandon what you have been building. Continue moving forward. My child, there are moments in life when one conversation changes everything. One introduction, one idea, one decision are not abandoned. You are growing. You are learning. You are preparing. You are developing. And those processes matter. Trust what I am doing. Trust what I am teaching. Trust what I am building within you. Because when the right opportunity arrives, you will understand why preparation was necessary. You will understand why patience mattered. You will understand why growth was important. And you will see that I was guiding you even when you could not see the full picture. Walk forward with peace. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with expectation. Because your story is still unfolding. Your purpose is still developing. And some of the most meaningful chapters of your career journey may still be ahead. Amen. My beloved child, there is something I want you to remember whenever doubt tries to enter your mind. Your future is not being built only by what you can see today. Many of the most important developments in your life are happening beyond your immediate view. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean movement is absent. Just because you cannot see results does not mean results are impossible. Just because you cannot see the entire path does not mean the path does not exist. Faith means trusting that growth is occurring even before evidence becomes obvious. And I want you to develop that kind of confidence. Not confidence based on circumstances. Not confidence based on temporary success. But confidence based on growth, preparation, and trust. My child, think about a builder constructing a great building. Before anyone admires the finished structure, countless hours are invested in preparation. Measurements are taken. Foundations are poured. Materials are gathered. Plans are reviewed. Work is completed that most people never see. The visible structure receives attention. The invisible preparation receives little attention. Yet without the preparation, the structure could never stand. The same principle applies to your life. The preparation happening within you matters. The lessons matter. The discipline matters. The growth matters. The character matters. And all of these things are contributing to what comes next. My beloved child, you may sometimes feel frustrated because progress has not matched your expectations. But expectations are often based on limited information. I see information that you do not see. I see possibilities that you do not see. I see opportunities developing that you do not yet recognize. I see connections forming. I see circumstances changing. I see doors preparing to open. And because I see more than you see, I ask you to trust me. Trust that I know the path ahead. Trust that I understand what is needed. Trust that preparation is serving a purpose. My child, the next 24 hours are not important because of a specific number. They are important because I want you to become more aware of my guidance, more aware of opportunities, more aware of possibilities, more aware of growth, more aware of the ways I may be directing your attention. Awareness creates opportunity. Awareness creates understanding. Awareness helps people recognize important moments when they arrive. And there are important moments ahead. My beloved child, you have spent enough time looking backward, enough time focusing on disappointments, enough time replaying mistakes, enough time wondering what could have been different. Those experiences have already taught their lessons. Now it is time to look forward, because opportunities exist in front of you, not behind you. Growth exists in front of you, not behind you. Purpose exists in front of you, not behind you. Keep learning from the past, but do not live there. Your future needs your attention. My child, one of the greatest gifts you can develop is adaptability. The ability to learn, the ability to adjust, the ability to remain open to new information, the ability to respond wisely when circumstances change. Adaptability creates resilience. Resilience creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum, and momentum creates progress. These qualities will serve you well in the seasons ahead. My beloved child, do not assume that every closed door is a loss. Sometimes a closed door is protection. Sometimes a closed door is redirection. Sometimes a closed door prevents you from settling for something smaller than what is possible. You may not always understand why a door closes, but understanding often arrives later. And when it does, you frequently discover that what seemed disappointing was actually beneficial. My child, the sign I am sending is meant to strengthen your hope. Hope is powerful. Hope helps people continue when circumstances are difficult. Hope helps people learn when challenges appear. Hope helps people remain open to possibilities. Hope helps people keep moving forward. And forward movement matters. Even small steps matter. Even slow progress matters. Even imperfect progress matters. Because progress accumulates over time. My beloved child, there are talents within you that still need development. Abilities within you that still need expression. Ideas within you that still need exploration. Potential within you that still needs opportunity. Do not assume that your current position represents your final destination. There is more to learn, more to contribute, more to accomplish, more to experience, and more growth ahead. My child, as you move through the coming hours, pay attention to repeated themes, repeated ideas, repeated opportunities, repeated impressions, repeated conversations. Sometimes guidance becomes clear because a message continues appearing in different ways. Not because of coincidence, but because awareness is increasing. And increased awareness often reveals direction. My beloved child, do not underestimate yourself. Do not minimize your growth. Do not overlook your progress. Do not ignore the strength you have developed. Too often people focus on what remains unfinished and fail to appreciate what has already been achieved. Take time to acknowledge your growth. Take time to appreciate your resilience. Take time to recognize how much you have learned. Because those things matter. My child, there may be challenges ahead. There may be obstacles ahead. There may be moments of uncertainty ahead, but there will also be opportunities. There will also be solutions. There will also be growth. There will also be guidance. Life is never defined by a single moment. Life unfolds through many seasons. And some of the most meaningful seasons may still be waiting for you. My beloved child, continue trusting. Continue preparing. Continue learning. Continue growing. Continue believing that good things remain possible. Because they do. The story is not finished. The journey is not complete. The opportunities are not gone. And I am still guiding your steps. Walk forward with faith. Walk forward with courage. Walk forward with expectation. Because what I am preparing for you is larger than what you currently see. And one day you will look back and understand why every lesson, every challenge, and every season of preparation mattered. Amen. My beloved child, as you listen to these words, I want you to imagine yourself standing at the edge of a new season. Not a season defined by fear. Not a season defined by disappointment. Not a season defined by limitation. But a season defined by growth. Because growth is already happening. Even now. Even if you cannot fully see it. Even if you cannot yet measure it. Even if you cannot yet explain it. Growth is taking place. And growth always precedes greater responsibility, greater opportunity, and greater influence. My child, many people spend their lives waiting for confidence before they take action. But confidence rarely comes first. Action often comes first. Experience comes next. Then confidence grows. Think about every skill you have learned, every ability you have developed, every challenge you have overcome. You did not begin with complete confidence. You began with willingness. Willingness to try. Willingness to learn. Willingness to improve. And over time, confidence followed. The same principle applies to the opportunities ahead. My beloved child, there may be opportunities approaching that require courage. Not reckless courage. Not blind courage. But thoughtful courage. The courage to apply. The courage to speak. The courage to share your ideas. The courage to accept responsibility. The courage to step through a door when it opens. Many opportunities are missed not because they are unavailable, but because fear convinces people not to act. Do not allow fear to make decisions for you. Let wisdom guide you. Let preparation guide you. Let faith guide you. My child, the sign I am sending is not intended to create dependency on signs. It is intended to remind you that I am involved in your journey. I am involved in your growth. I am involved in your learning. I am involved in your opportunities. I am involved in your future. Too often people assume they must figure everything out alone. But you are not alone. You never have been. And you never will be. My beloved child, there are people you have not yet met who may play important roles in your future. People who may encourage you. People who may teach you. People who may challenge you. People who may connect you to opportunities. People who may help you recognize strengths you have overlooked. Remain open to meaningful connections. Because relationships often become bridges to future opportunities. My child, never underestimate the importance of continuous learning. The world changes. Industries change. Technology changes. Opportunities change. And those who continue learning remain prepared for change. A teachable spirit creates opportunity. A curious mind creates growth. A humble attitude creates wisdom. And wisdom creates better decisions. These qualities will continue serving you in the future. My beloved child, sometimes you look at successful people and assume they always felt confident. But many of them experienced uncertainty. Many of them faced setbacks. Many of them struggled with doubt. Many of them wondered whether they would succeed. The difference is not that they never experienced fear. The difference is that they continued moving forward despite fear. And you can do the same. My child, I want you to remember something important. You do not need permission from everyone to pursue your purpose. Not everyone will understand your vision. Not everyone will support your goals. Not everyone will recognize your potential. That is okay. The opinions of others do not determine your value. The doubts of others do not limit your future. The misunderstandings of others do not define your possibilities. Remain focused on growth. Remain focused on learning. Remain focused on becoming the person I created you to be. My beloved child, there is a difference between activity and progress. Many people stay busy without moving forward. They fill their days with tasks, but neglect growth. I want your effort to be meaningful, intentional, purposeful, focused on development, focused on learning, focused on becoming stronger and wiser. Because meaningful growth creates meaningful results. My child, The next 24 hours may bring a reminder, a conversation, an opportunity, an idea, a realization, a confirmation, something that encourages you to continue moving forward. Whatever form it takes, receive it with gratitude. Receive it with awareness. Receive it with humility, because gratitude helps you recognize blessings that others overlook. My beloved child, the future ahead of you is not determined solely by talent. Talent matters, but character matters too. Discipline matters. Consistency matters. Integrity matters. Perseverance matters. And many of these qualities have been developing within you. You may not always notice them, but they are there, growing, strengthening, preparing you for future responsibilities. My child, there are moments when progress feels slow because you are looking at daily changes. But if you compare years instead of days, the growth becomes obvious. The person you are today possesses knowledge that the earlier version of you did not possess, strength that the earlier version of you did not possess, wisdom that the earlier version of you did not possess. That is evidence of progress. That is evidence of development. That is evidence that your journey has value. My beloved child, I do not want you to spend the coming days worrying about whether the sign will appear. Instead, focus on becoming aware. Aware of opportunities. Aware of lessons. Aware of guidance. Aware of growth. Because awareness often reveals blessings that anxiety hides. And there are blessings around you even now. My child, continue investing in yourself. Continue learning. Continue developing your skills. Continue improving your mindset. Continue strengthening your character. Continue preparing for opportunities before they arrive. Preparation demonstrates faith. Preparation says, I believe future opportunities are possible. And future opportunities are possible. Very possible. My beloved child, one day you will see how many pieces were being arranged behind the scenes. You will see how experiences connected, how lessons connected, how opportunities connected, how challenges contributed to growth, how delays contributed to preparation. And you will understand why patience was necessary. Until then, keep walking, keep learning, keep growing, keep trusting, because your future remains full of possibility. Your purpose remains valuable. Your opportunities remain real. And I remain with you every step of the way. Walk forward with peace. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with faith. Because the story is still unfolding, and some of the most meaningful chapters have not yet been written. Amen. My beloved child, there are times in life when you feel strong, times when confidence comes easily, times when hope feels natural, times when the future appears bright and clear. But there are also moments when uncertainty tries to cloud your vision, moments when questions seem louder than answers, moments when fear attempts to speak more loudly than faith, moments when waiting feels heavier than usual. And perhaps you have experienced some of those moments recently. If so, I want you to hear me clearly today. Do not judge your future by your current emotions. Emotions are real, but they are not always reliable indicators of what lies ahead. A difficult day does not mean a difficult future. A disappointing moment does not mean a disappointing destiny. A temporary setback does not mean permanent failure. And a season of waiting does not mean a season of abandonment. My child, I have been with you in every season. I was with you during victories. I was with you during disappointments. I was with you during uncertainty. I was with you during growth. I was with you during the moments when nobody else understood what you were carrying. I have never left. I have never forgotten. I have never stopped caring about your journey. My beloved child, one of the greatest dangers during a waiting season is losing sight of your progress. When people focus only on what they have not yet achieved, they often overlook how much they have already gained. But growth matters. Wisdom matters. Experience matters. Character matters. These things are not secondary. They are foundational, and many of them have been growing within you for a long time. My child, think about the challenges you have already survived. Think about the obstacles that once seemed impossible. Think about the problems that once kept you awake at night. Many of those situations eventually passed. Many of those challenges eventually taught you something valuable. Many of those obstacles eventually strengthened you. What felt overwhelming at the time became part of your story. And the challenges you face today will eventually become part of your story as well. My beloved child, the sign I am sending is not merely about external success. It is also about internal confirmation. Confirmation that you are growing. Confirmation that your efforts matter. Confirmation that preparation is occurring. Confirmation that opportunities remain possible. Confirmation that your future remains full of potential. Because it does. My child, never allow temporary circumstances to convince you that your possibilities are limited. Circumstances change. Industries change. Markets change. Opportunities change. People change. And because life changes, new possibilities constantly emerge. What appears unavailable today may become available tomorrow. What seems impossible now may become achievable later. Remain open to possibility. Remain open to growth. Remain open to learning. My beloved child, one reason some people remain stuck is because they become attached to fear. Fear becomes familiar. Fear becomes comfortable. Fear becomes a habit. And eventually fear begins making decisions for them. Do not let fear lead your life. Let wisdom lead. Let faith lead. Let preparation lead. Let purpose lead. Fear rarely creates opportunity. Courage often does. My child, you do not need to know everything about the future to move forward. You only need enough understanding for the next step, the next conversation, the next lesson, the next opportunity, the next act of faith. Life unfolds step by step, and I will continue providing guidance one step at a time. My beloved child, there may be moments ahead when you are tempted to underestimate yourself. Do not. You possess strengths that have been developed through experience. You possess wisdom that has been developed through challenges. You possess resilience that has been developed through perseverance. You possess abilities that continue growing every day. Trust that growth. Trust that preparation. Trust that development. Because these things are creating a stronger foundation for your future. My child, the next 24 hours are an invitation to pay attention. Pay attention to opportunities. Pay attention to encouragement. Pay attention to guidance. Pay attention to recurring ideas. Pay attention to moments that create clarity. Because awareness often reveals what distraction hides. And there may be valuable insights waiting for your attention. My beloved child, I know you want progress. I know you want direction. I know you want growth. Those desires are understandable. But remember this, growth often happens before recognition. Preparation often happens before opportunity. Development often happens before advancement. And you have been developing, whether you realize it or not, whether others recognize it or not, whether results are visible yet or not. Growth has been taking place. My child, one day you will look back at this season with greater understanding. You will recognize lessons that are difficult to see right now. You will recognize opportunities that emerged because of preparation. You will recognize blessings that arrived because you continued moving forward. And you will understand that many things were happening behind the scenes. Until then, remain faithful, remain teachable, remain hopeful, remain willing to learn, remain willing to grow, remain willing to trust. My beloved child, your story is not finished. Your future is not determined by a single setback. Your purpose is not canceled by a difficult season. Your opportunities are not gone. There is still more to learn, more to build, more to contribute, more to experience, more to achieve, and more growth ahead. Walk forward with peace. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with faith, because I am still guiding you, still strengthening you, still preparing you, still opening doors, and still working in ways that you cannot yet fully see. The journey continues, and the chapters ahead may be more meaningful than you currently imagine. Amen. My beloved child, as this message continues, I want to speak directly to the place in your heart that has been carrying hidden concerns about the future. The concerns you do not always share with others. The questions you quietly ask when nobody else is around. The thoughts that visit your mind late at night. The worries about whether things will work out. The uncertainty about where your journey is leading. The fear that perhaps you are not progressing as quickly as you should. I know those thoughts. I know those concerns. And I want you to know that I am not surprised by them. You are human. You care about your future. You care about your purpose. You care about making good decisions. And because you care, you sometimes worry. But today I want you to exchange worry for trust. Not because every answer is visible, but because I am still guiding your steps. My child, many people spend so much time worrying about the future that they miss the opportunities available in the present. They become so focused on tomorrow that they overlook what can be learned today. They become so focused on distant goals that they neglect today's growth. Do not make that mistake. Your future is influenced by what you do today. The lessons you learn today, the habits you build today, the choices you make today, the attitude you maintain today. These things matter more than you realize. My beloved child, I want you to remember that progress is not always measured by speed. Sometimes progress is measured by direction. A person moving slowly in the right direction is still making progress. A person continuing to learn is making progress. A person continuing to improve is making progress. A person continuing to develop wisdom is making progress. And you, my child, have been making progress. Even when it felt slow, even when it felt invisible, even when it felt frustrating, progress has been happening. My child, there are opportunities ahead that require the person you are becoming. Not the person you used to be. Not the person you were 5 years ago. Not the person you were before certain lessons and experiences. The opportunities ahead require the stronger version of you, the wiser version of you, the more mature version of you, the more resilient version of you. That is why growth matters so much. Because opportunity and preparation often meet at exactly the right moment. My beloved child, do not underestimate the value of experience. Experience teaches lessons that books cannot teach. Experience develops wisdom that information alone cannot provide. Experience creates understanding that only comes through living. And you have gained valuable experience. Some of it came through success. Some of it came through mistakes. Some of it came through challenges. Some of it came through unexpected circumstances. But all of it has contributed to your development. My child, the sign I am sending is a reminder that growth continues even when results are not immediately visible. Think about a seed planted beneath the soil. For a period of time, nothing appears to happen. But beneath the surface, roots are forming. Strength is developing. Life is emerging. And eventually what was hidden becomes visible. Your growth has often looked like that. Much of it has happened beneath the surface. But that does not make it any less real. My beloved child, one reason I want you to remain hopeful is because hope changes how people engage with life. Hope encourages action. Hope encourages perseverance. Hope encourages learning. Hope encourages courage. People who believe growth is possible are more likely to recognize opportunities when they appear. People who believe progress is possible are more likely to continue preparing. Hope is powerful. Protect it. Nurture it. Strengthen it. My child, you may sometimes compare your journey to the journeys of others. When you do, remember this: you are seeing only part of their story. You do not see every challenge. You do not see every sacrifice. You do not see every disappointment. You do not see every fear. Comparison often creates inaccurate conclusions. Focus instead on your own growth, your own lessons, your own opportunities, your own purpose, because that is where your attention belongs. My beloved child, there are strengths within you that have not yet been fully tested, talents within you that have not yet been fully expressed, ideas within you that have not yet been fully explored, potential within you that has not yet been fully revealed. Do not assume that your current circumstances define your limits. They do not. Your future remains open. Your possibilities remain real. Your opportunities remain available. My child, as you continue through the next 24 hours, pay attention to what inspires you. Pay attention to what energizes you. Pay attention to what repeatedly captures your attention. Sometimes guidance appears through interests that continue returning to your mind. Sometimes clarity emerges through repeated impressions. Sometimes direction becomes visible through consistent patterns. Remain attentive. Remain aware. Remain open. My beloved child, the road ahead may not always be easy. Every meaningful journey contains challenges. Every worthwhile goal requires effort. Every season of growth includes lessons. But challenges do not mean failure. Difficulty does not mean defeat. Obstacles do not mean the journey is over. Often they are simply part of the process. And processes create growth. My child, I want you to move forward with confidence. Not confidence that every detail is known. Not confidence that every challenge will disappear. But confidence that you are growing. Confidence that you are learning. Confidence that you are developing. Confidence that you are becoming more prepared each day. Because those things are true. And those truths matter. My beloved child, one day you will see how many opportunities were created by your willingness to continue. How many lessons were gained because you refused to quit. How many doors opened because you remained faithful during difficult seasons. How much growth occurred because you kept moving forward. Until that day arrives, continue trusting. Continue learning. Continue preparing. Continue believing. Because the future is not finished. The story is not complete. And some of the most meaningful opportunities of your Life may still be waiting just ahead. Walk forward with peace. Walk forward with courage. Walk forward with expectation. Because I am with you, and I am still guiding every step. Amen. My beloved child, as this message comes to an end, I want you to remember one thing above all else. You are not walking through life alone. There may be moments when you feel isolated, moments when nobody fully understands what you are carrying, moments when uncertainty feels heavy, moments when answers seem distant. But even in those moments, I am with you. I have been with you through every victory. I have been with you through every disappointment. I have been with you through every lesson. I have been with you through every challenge. And I will continue to be with you in every chapter that lies ahead. My child, the purpose of this message was never to create fear. It was never to create anxiety. It was never to make you dependent on signs. It was to remind you that your growth matters. Your preparation matters. Your effort matters. Your faith matters. And your future still contains possibilities that you cannot yet fully see. Do not underestimate what can happen when preparation meets opportunity. Do not underestimate what can happen when wisdom meets action. Do not underestimate what can happen when faith remains stronger than fear. Great things often begin with small steps. And many of the steps you have already taken are preparing you for what comes next. My beloved child, as you move forward from this moment, I want you to release what you cannot control. Release unnecessary worry. Release constant comparison. Release the belief that you must have every answer before you move forward. Release the fear that tells you nothing will ever change. Instead, choose trust. Choose growth. Choose learning. Choose perseverance. Choose hope. Because hope keeps people moving when circumstances are unclear. And movement creates opportunity. My child, there will be doors that open. There will be lessons that strengthen you. There will be opportunities that surprise you. There will be connections that encourage you. There will be moments of clarity. There will be moments of breakthrough. There will be seasons of growth that exceed your expectations. Remain open to them. Remain aware of them. Remain grateful for them. My beloved child, before this message ends, I want to speak a blessing over you. May your mind be filled with wisdom. May your heart be filled with peace. May your decisions be guided by clarity. May your efforts produce growth. May your preparation create readiness. May your opportunities arrive at the right time. May your confidence grow stronger than your fears. May your hope become stronger than your doubts. May your future contain meaningful work, meaningful relationships, and meaningful purpose. May you continue learning. May you continue growing. May you continue becoming the person you were created to be. My child, whenever uncertainty appears, remember this. You do not need to know everything about tomorrow. You only need enough faith to take the next step. One step becomes another. One lesson becomes wisdom. One opportunity becomes growth. One season becomes a testimony. And over time, an entire story is written. Your story is still being written. The best chapter has not necessarily happened yet. The greatest lesson may still be ahead. The most meaningful opportunity may still be approaching. The most powerful growth may still be developing. Keep believing. Keep preparing. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting. Because I am still working in ways you cannot yet see. And I am not finished with your story. Walk forward in peace. Walk forward in confidence. Walk forward in faith. And remember that every season has a purpose. Every lesson has value. And every step of growth is preparing you for something greater. I am with you. Today, tomorrow, and in every chapter ahead. Amen. If you believe Jesus is guiding your future and preparing new opportunities for your life, type, Jesus, I trust your plan for my future. Then share one career goal or dream you are praying for right now. I would love to pray for you. May God bless every person reading this message today. Folded Hands Red Heart.